What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Gore Pirates Dynasty here on NCAA 14, and also featuring that Oklahoma high school mod as well. We are coming off of a big win to start the season against DeSoto High School down in Texas. And now we're back in our home state, taking on one of the best teams in the entire state of Oklahoma. We are taking on the Clinton Red Tornadoes. And this Red Tornadoes team is nothing to laugh at. They are A-pluses across the board. They were a participant in the state playoffs last year. They were knocked out in that quarterfinals. And now we come in hosting them in our home opener. First home game of the season. And it should be a fun one, man. We get to see just how much we stack up against one of the best teams in the entire state of Oklahoma. And I'm completely here for it. Should be a good one. I hope you guys are excited for today's episode, because I certainly am. And if you are, make sure you go ahead, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. If you do have to be brand new to the channel, let's not waste any more time and let's go dive right into this thing. Let's get it, boys. So let's go ahead and get things underway here as we have our home opener here in year number 3. And I know the mic sounded a little funny in that intro. It's probably going to be like that for the next couple of episodes, as I didn't realize that till after the fact. But screw it, we ball. And we get a great return off the get-go from Jody Gentry. He sends us out past the 40-yard line. Now on this first play of the game, I'm feeling pretty aggressive. I want to go ahead and call that play action pass. Thompson is going to get out onto the open, but he throws a ball late, trying to get it out to Jody Gentry. And Tahoma Thompson is going to throw an interception on the very first play of this entire ball game. Christian Kitchen is going to make a play on the ball, and now Clinton will take over with even better field position than what we have. We'll see if our defense can stand up to the task, as Swanson is going to hand it off to Tisdale up the middle and nearly picks up a first down. And the key to this game is going to try and contain Mevin Tisdale. This is Clinton's first game of the season, so those are stats from last year. Last season, he nearly ran for 1,500 yards. He's going to have to contain him and make Billy Swanson beat us, as they're going to go for the read option play. And sure enough, Billy Swanson, he will end up keeping it himself, and that will be a first down for the Red Tornadoes. That means we have our first red zone opportunity of the day, and Billy Swanson will quickly throw over to the left-hand side, where he finds Paris Brown for the first down. And that will mean that Clinton is in a goal line situation that they will convert right away. Touchdown Tornadoes. And Chris Penaway is going to get wide, but ain't get open. And we give up a touchdown in the first couple minutes of this game. So we find ourselves down 7-0, but let's look around the state of Oklahoma, where we got a minor shock. Owasso drops their first game of the season to Broken Bow. It was a little bit of a shootout as the Indians win 35-28. Owasso in serious danger of falling outside of the top 25, but other notable schools falling. Edmond Santa Fe falls. Mater Dei is also going to fall as well. So big time wins for Pryor and Cleveland high schools. And now we try to pull an upset of our own. We come back out onto the field after the interception on the last drive. And I think this is how we're going to have to cook. Get Tahoma Thompson out into the open and let him use those legs. He's an athletic quarterback. We'll see if he can handle the rigors of a tough game. Thompson throws over the middle, though. Finds an open Jake Durant. And that maybe might be what we need as well. Just scheme our guys open, because they're certainly more athletic than we are, with the exception of maybe the quarterback position. Here we go, 3rd and long, though, as Tahoma Thompson is going to throw over to the left-hand side. Breaks a tackle from Beef Lewington, and now he's going to be off to the races. Touchdown, Pirates! And just like that, the Gore Pirates are going to tie this game up against the number 3 team in the state of Oklahoma. You absolutely love to see it. A huge touchdown for the Pirates. Except we won't decide to tie it up. We want to go for the lead early. Being aggressive. And that aggression will pay off. RJ Valencia will convert the 2-point conversion. We will have the lead. So not only do we manage to get the lead, but what we also managed to do is that we somehow force a 3-and-out against the Red Tornadoes. So they will punt this football back over in our direction. And Dalton Berrettine, he's going to cook here a little bit. He's going to get all the way to about the 40-yard line. So a great possession upcoming. And a beautiful opportunity to also extend this lead. Tahoma Thompson will line up under center. He'll hand it off to RJ Valencia, who will immediately bounce it back out to the outside, where he'll pick up a gain of 5 yards on the play. Might get RJ Valencia a little bit more involved on this next passing pattern, but instead we will actually dump it off to Delano Tosa. Delano Toso is going to have his first catch of the day as well, getting him involved in the offense. But it's all about Tahoma Thompson just doing a good job being that guiding hand, as that will continue as RJ Valencia gets out on the perimeter, and RJ Valencia will have himself a goal line situation. We'll see if we hand the ball off to him yet again, and sure enough we will, and sure enough we will have an RJ Valencia touchdown on the play. And that means score is going to extend this lead. 15-7. Gonna be your score. As now we are putting the pressure on the Red Tornadoes. And this team is just playing some good ball. Just really settling in as Quinns Cobb nearly gets the interception. Drops it, but it was going to be a tough play to make. However, Billy Swanson more than capable of making some good plays himself. He makes this 3rd down so much more manageable. So a 3rd and short coming up now, as Billy Swanson will line up in the pistol and making some adjustments at the line. Swanson is going to keep it on the read option yet again. He's out in the open field. Trips over his own offensive lineman, but he still picks up the 1st down nonetheless. They're now sitting at midfield. Very next play, though, they'll go into the play action as they'll get it out to the right-hand side and finds themselves some Pat Lindsay, who makes his first catch of the night. So, 2nd and 1 now. Swanson again looking over the middle and finds Chris Patway for the 1st down. Clinton is putting together a steady drive right about now, and they're looking to finish strong here in the 1st quarter, where Melvin Tinsdale is going to briefly get into the open field. Been pretty quiet here in this 1st quarter, but speaking of which, that 1st quarter is already coming to an end. We have an 8-point lead. So let's see if we can keep it up against another 3 team in all of Oklahoma, as Swanson will start it off with yet another read option. Those have been killing us today. Billy Swanson has cooked us on those read options so far today. So we got to get him into these long 3rd downs, where a read option just is not as compatible. Not nearly as compatible. So forcing Billy Swanson to throw it, and I mean, we got to get to the quarterback at some point. I mean, our DBs did a good job covering. That is not the defensive back's fault, but could not generate any sort of pressure there against the Clinton offensive line. So now instead, Clinton has a chance to tie things up, as they'll look to run it with Billy Swanson, who finds the end zone. Touchdown, Tornadoes. And the question is, do they actually try to go for it? Because yes, they are down by 2, but on the other hand, though, it is early in the game, and it looks like the decision has been made. They are indeed going for 2. Swanson, under the shotgun, finds Brown in the bang of the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good. We got a tied game at 15. It's been a real exciting one here in the grounds of Gore High School, as we are tied with the number 3 team in the state of Oklahoma. However, we go 3-and-out on our next possession, and it's now a chance for Clinton to take control of the game. Swaps in, looks over to the left-hand side, gets it out to Tisdale, makes the man miss, and just barely makes the first down. Gotta be able to make those open field tackles, and the senior Dalton Barrettine simply can't get it done. And so because of that, we will have the drive continue, and Quinn is putting together another stellar drive. This is one of the best teams in Oklahoma football after all. Second and long coming up though, as Swanson's going to hand it off to Tisdale, and we get him behind the line of scrimmage. That is Isaac Smith that locks him up. He's been living in that backfield all afternoon. He now has 3 TFLs in just the first half alone. He's certainly cooking. And we're certainly cooking up a third and long, trying to generate some pressure, getting it over to the left-hand side. And once again, it's Isaac Smith that comes around and makes a play on the ball. So Quinn's going to have to punt this football away yet again. And so we take back over, trying to build some momentum back on offense as, Tahoma Thompson, he got stuck on a defender for a split second. If he didn't have that, if he absolutely didn't have that, he could have still been running right now. But still a good run, and we're going to go right back to him. If it's not broke, why try to fix it? Why try to make any changes if what is already working? So Tahoma Thompson, we are certainly getting the legs going, but now the arm is starting to become a little bit more effective as well. Joe Mitchell just running that nice seam up the center of the field, and now we're deep in Clinton territory. With the last 90 seconds in this first half, we're going to go no huddle here. We still have all of our timeouts as Tahoma Thompson does pick up some more yards for us. We do have to use a timeout though. So 2 timeouts remaining. We only need to pick up 1 yard to keep this drive alive. And we're going to run a toss for RJ Valencia, who just narrowly picks it up. And so that being said, we can start to take our time a little bit here. Less than 90 seconds, but we don't have to go too terribly far. As a matter of fact, Tahoma Thompson is actually going to be the one that is going to slide down for us, put ourselves in a goal line situation, and shoot. Maybe we can get a little bit of time off this clock, but I'm sure that's not what he had in mind at all. Cannot take that sack. Absolutely unacceptable for us to take that sack in that situation. As Tahoma Thompson, I thought he was going to be able to escape this, but seems like he tripped up there towards the end. And now this third and goal is going to be tough. Tahoma Thompson in the shotgun, looking to drop back, looks over the middle, wants to fire, trying to get it out to Daniel Tosa. And it's going to be intercepted. An interception in the red zone that costs us a chance to take the lead here in the first half. As that will be the last thing that we remember before we go into the halftime locker rooms. This game is all knotted up at 15, but man, we had our fair share of chances to actually take the lead. So let's see if we can focus in just a little bit better here in this second half of action, as we find ourselves tied with the number 3 team in the state of Oklahoma, and defense came out playing with a fire under its ass, man. Like, they are coming out and they forced the 3 and out right away. And now Dalton Barrettine sets us up with a great kick return as well. So your Gore Pirates will take over across the 45-yard line. Not a long way to go. Let's see if we can make something shake here as we'll start to drive off by handing it off to Daniel Tosa, who wants to run it out to the outside. He desperately wanted the home run, but instead he's going to fall short of first down. Probably would have been better off running north to south, but it's all good though, because we will pick it up anyways on the very next play with Joe Mitchell, who just finds a way to be crafty on those routes, man. Not a great athlete by any means, but hey, he knows a thing or two about being a route runner, and he certainly has better hands than Jody Gentry, who's going to drop that particular pass there. And now we're looking at a 2nd and 10 because of that. However, RJ Valencia will get out of that and then some, as RJ Valencia is able to find the corner, and that will be yet another first down for your Gore Pirates. 1st and 10 coming up after the first down as we're back in the red zone, looking to avoid throwing an interception, and instead we'll do the exact opposite, finding Joe Mitchell in the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown for your Gore Pirates. And that means, kids, we will actually have the lead. You love to see it. So now Clinton finds himself down by 7, and we're putting that pressure back on their offense. If they don't score here, then we're really going to cook it up on the Red Tornadoes. So this 3rd and 4 is going to be big. They got to convert this if they don't want to lose any momentum, as Tisdale somehow finds a way to get to the first down. I thought we had good run contain, but hey, Melvin Tinsdale, even though his stats don't show it, he is an excellent player. He's willing to do what it takes in order to win these type of games. These close-knitted games that come down to each individual possession. 3rd and short again coming up. I imagine he'll go back to Tinsdale for this running attempt, as Tisdale again picks up the first down for the Red Tornadoes. We know what is coming, and yet we still can't stop it. So that means we got to do our work on 1st and 2nd down and create situations like this, where on a 3rd and 18, it doesn't matter how talented your tailback is. 18 yards on 1 carry is a lot to ask for, as that puts an end to the 3rd quarter of action, as the Gore Pirates are 1 quarter away from the program's biggest win in school history. Can they close the deal? So it all comes down to 7 minutes that lie in this 4th quarter of action. Here we go, brand new drive, our first drive of the 4th quarter. Thompson's going to throw it out over to the right-hand side and finds Delano Tulsa, who starts us off pretty even, picking up a gain of 8. So that means we only need a couple more to move the sticks here, and they will do precisely that, as they'll find Delano Tulsa for the first down. So a brand new set of sticks to work through, as we'll keep it on the ground yet again. Going to RJ Valencia, just doing our best to pick up the tough yards, almost getting the first down, except we are going to be diminished by a clipping penalty. A clipping penalty on Cole Conasetti, the starting center. So that is going to really bring us back dramatically, as we now face a 1st and 17. Not a spot where we want to be in, and it certainly doesn't help that Jody Gentry drops another pass. You hate to see it. Jody Gentry just not having the best day right now, especially with those contested catches, as there he is dropping yet another one, which means we are looking at a 3rd and 17. Thompson out in the shotgun. It's a 5-wide set. Looking around. It's going to throw to the left-hand side. He finds Beef Wellington. Unfortunately, it's not for the first down, though. Not much you could do about it. Have the game come to you. And now our fate lies with our defense. Can they hold it down in the last 4.5 minutes of this game? As we'll start with a run to the left-hand side for Melvin Tisdale, but it's going to be left slaughtered by Jamie Fletcher, who fights off the block and brings Tisdale down, I believe, with just one arm as well. That's what I call cooking. So now 3rd and 10 coming up, and Swanson drops back, got some time over to the left-hand side and finds Petway, and Petway is going to move the chains. So a new set of downs for the Tornadoes, as they're in Gore territory, less than 40 yards away from coming through and possibly tying this ball game up. 2nd and 5 now coming up, as Swanson's going to run it with Tisdale up the left-hand side, shakes the defender, as Melvin Tisdale will again pick up the first down. He's starting to heat up a little bit. He's been held in check all game long, which is why it's a big reason why we still have a chance. But Billy Swanson has stepped up at least just enough to keep his team in the game and keep it down to this possession. 3rd and long coming up. Swanson in the shotgun, looking over the middle, finds Petway again, and he picks up yet another first down. Another first down for the Tornadoes. They are wearing down our defense right now. We are straight up not having a good time, as we see Swanson running out on the perimeter, brought down by Quadir Johnson. But it's a decent run for the sophomore quarterback. And now it's an even closer goal line situation. We got Swanson in the pistol. It's setting up the speed option. Over to the left-hand side. Pitches to Melvin Tisdale, who finds the end zone. Touchdown, Red Tornadoes. And the Red Tornadoes will officially go ahead, and they will tie things up. So we got ourselves a tie ball game here at 22 apiece, as now we have a chance to possibly win this thing. All of our timeouts are on the table as well, but we will have to go a little bit of no huddle here, given that, hey, we didn't actually get out of bounds, or at least so not we think. So Thompson's going to throw again over to the right-hand side and definitively gets out of bounds. This will stop the clock at 56 seconds. Does the freshman quarterback have what it takes to lead a game-winning drive? Thompson looking over the middle, and it's nearly intercepted by Kenowa Green III, who almost had his second interception of the day. But we still have life in this drive because of the drop. Let's see what we do with it. 3rd and 3. Thompson trying to run for the first down, but doesn't get there. And a big decision now comes up for Coach McCown. Does he go for it, or does he trust his defense? And he decides, you know what? I'm not risking overtime against number 3's team in the state. We're going for it. Thompson on 4th and inches. Looking to run. He's got space on the corner. He's gone across the 35 and goes out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Critical first down for the Gore Pirates. And now we got it rolling yet again on the fringes of field goal range. And this run by Jason McCoy, the fullback, gets his first carry of the day, and it goes for 29. So now we can take some time off this clock if we don't get it into the end zone. And sure enough, that will not matter, as RJ Valencia is going to take the lead with less than 30 seconds to play. And they will surely hang on, and they will win. The Gore Pirates are going to shock the state of Oklahoma and take down the Tornadoes of Clinton High School in an exciting 29-22 performance. One that will certainly raise some eyebrows all across this state. Wow, what an incredible win for our team, but it was more of the defensive side getting it done, if we're being honest with ourselves here today. Tahoma Thompson, while he showed why he was one of the best middle scorers in Oklahoma, he also made some freshman mistakes. He did throw 2 interceptions, and the rest of his passing stats were not that eye-popping. However, on the ground game, we had dynamic plays on the ground, at least enough of them. RJ Valencia had both of the touchdowns on the ground. He had 13 carries for 60 yards. Tahoma Thompson also was your leading rusher, surprisingly. He had 65 yards on the ground to go with his throwing ability. As for the receivers, there wasn't really a lot of receivers that touched the football today. Beef Wellington had the best game out of all the receivers, though, going 5 for 76 for a touchdown. Joe Mitchell was also able to find the end zone. However, Jody Gentry really struggled in this game. 1 catch for 0 yards, and he dropped 3 separate passes today. Not a good one for the senior at all. But our defense was able to hold it down, and it was some unsung heroes, man. Isaac Smith had a massive breakout game today, as Isaac Smith was able to come out 11 tackles, 10 of which were solos. Dude was flying all over the field today. Even though we didn't force any turnovers, in my opinion, Isaac Smith should have been player of the game. Quadir Johnson, Jamie Fletcher, and Porter Winstrid also chipped in with 6 total tackles to go in the game as well. But even though we did not force any turnovers, our ability to get to this quarterback was pretty impeccable today. We had a nice performance in terms of forcing pressure. 3 total sacks on this one, as Thomas Holsky was able to get a sack. Jamie Fletcher was also able to get a sack as well. And of course, Isaac Smith is in here as well. He got a sack out of everybody, so you love to see that kind of work being done in the trenches. A big reason why we were able to pull off a massive upset here on this football field today. So after that game, we actually had back-to-back buys, which was a really quirky part of our schedule, but it's something that we've had to deal with when it comes to schedule making. It's outside of my control, but we apparently got a lot of people's attention in that state of Oklahoma now as we catapult up to number 13 in the state of Oklahoma following that big-time upset against Clinton High School. But now things get difficult from here. That may have been our toughest game, but the expectations are about to be so much greater and so much loftier. We have to manage those expectations as we go on the road once again to take on the Wolverines of Vian High School. And they are certainly going to be no slouch either as they pulled off a big upset against Edward McKinnon earlier this season. So it should be a good game. It should be a fun game, one in which I will leave for the very next episode. But guys, I hope that you've been able to enjoy this shocking upset against Clinton High School. And if you did, I need you guys to go ahead and do a massive favor for me. I need you to go ahead and smack that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off, but hoping you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.